Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today I have a journal with me in my new Summer Stories journal here. This is another one of those little Artist in Bloom books that I shared a couple of days ago on my channel. And yeah, so I'm just going to work on this first spread. So this is like the very first 2 pages that you see when you open up the journal, and this is going to be my introduction. So if you know me and if you know how I like to journal or start like a scrapbook or anything like that, I like to create introduction pages. It's my jam. I love doing them at the start of every journal. And it's usually to kind of set the tone of my journal. And so I have these 2 pages here. One side, the left side, has a little tuck spot. And so there I normally put like a card, mostly a library card, just a card, a decorative card that has either what I'm calling the journal, like the name of the journal, and the date that I started the journal, because my intention is to write the date, the start date, and then once I finish the journal to write the end date. And so that goes on the little tuck spot on the left. On the right, I have a belly band. And so you just saw here that I set up a little tag. This tag is actually a printable. It is from the Maggie Home Style Board collection that you can get at AC Digitals. And I just had it in my stash and I really liked the craft and like the music paper on it. And so I've put it there. I'm going to use it there. And what I did was I took this spare piece of lace that I had and I just cut a bit of it just to make the little ribbon at the top. And I'm just going to have this little wildflower card seed die cut from the Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection. I'm just going to have it laid on top there with that little gold hello paperclip from the same collection, just like a little accent. And so you saw here that I took out a bunch of cards, and I was looking through all of my Felicity Jane cards because a lot of the Felicity Jane kits came with cards that look like library cards. Normally I would use one of my library cards, my printable library cards, but I don't have anything printed right now, and I was being really lazy and I wanted to get this spread done. And so I'm just like, you know what, I have all of these journaling cards from Felicity Jane that I haven't used yet, so let's see if I find one that I really like. And so I pulled out 3. I pulled out this one that I'm working with now, and it's like a darker pink. I pulled out this one that I just switched it to, which is like a lighter pink, and then I pulled out a white one that I like the back of because the front had like a floral pattern on it, but the back was just like a plain white and it looked like a library card. I think I settle for the light pink one because I just like how the pink matches with the pink on the right hand side. I try to make both sides of this kind of spread here a little bit cohesive and so that everything sort of matches. So right now I pulled out like a bunch of different things. I pulled out like a little baggie full of Planner Society like sticky notes and little die cuts that I've collected from when I used to get the Planner Society kits, and most of it is like full of like little girls, like the Planner Society girls. You saw there that I also pulled out little Megan. I also have the Felicity Jane Megan kit in digital format, and so I just printed out Megan like really small to include her in this journal. But you see here that I'm like toying around with which girl to put. I really wanted to use one of these fairy girls from the Planner Society, but the one that I really wanted was a little too big, and so I eventually settled on using Megan. I really like her. She is super cute. She has like pink cardigan on, and then she's holding the basket of flowers, which I love because I'm going with like a floral theme here. So for this book, if you didn't catch my first video explaining my intention for this book, it's to document my summer stories, and I'm primarily going to try to use the new Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection, and which is a lot of bright florals, and it's very pretty. And so I kind of wanted to use like a flowery girl, and I think Megan is perfect, and so I do settle on using her. I just pulled out some yellow flowers that I fussy cut from a Japanese Diary magazine page, and I kind of wanted to decorate this card. So I normally always decorate the first like library card thing. And that little wildflower seed ephemera piece has like this floral image on it, and it has this yellow. And so I kind of wanted to repeat the yellow on the card side. And so I thought, oh, I can use these florals. They're really, really cute, really pretty. And it'll bring out that yellow. And I toy with that for a while. You see here that I pulled out like all my stickers. I have a ginormous sticker book that I have like all of my Crate Paper Maggie Holmes stickers and some Lisa Whimsy stickers and some stickers that I've made and some Tim Holtz like word clipping stickers. And then I pulled out my 6x12 sheets to look through. And then I realized that, hey, this card needs some sort of background like Megan looks like she's just floating there. And so I pulled out a scrap piece of old book page, and of course I ripped it up, and then I used one of these little mini doilies that I love using. And I'm just gonna make a little like collaged background little cluster down there because I really needed something to ground Megan, and it just looked like she was floating on like this pink background, and I just knew that something needed to be filled there. And so that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just creating that little like collage, and it's really simple. I just kind of tear paper and like add a doily, and that's it. It's really super simple. And so then I just put everything back just to see how it looks. I really love those yellow florals, but for some reason I'm looking through the stickers because it's not settling right. The Marigold collection, well, both collections, the Marigold and the Garden Party, had these sticker rolls, and one of them had like all of these animals, and I'm like, oh, I can use an animal. And then in the sticker sheets, I found a little bunny rabbit, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. I want bunnies on my page. And I wanted the animal to like sit at the feet, like at Megan's feet. And so I found one on one of the clear sticker sheets from the Garden Party collection. And so what I do is I just kind of stick it on some white cardstock, and then I go ahead and fussy cut it out because since it's clear, it'll blend in with that old book page, and I didn't want the bunny to get lost in the background. And so just putting it on a piece of white card and then fussy cutting the card and making the sticker into a die cut, essentially, it worked out perfectly. And once I finished die cutting, fuzzy cutting that, I just kind of glue it on to the page, to the card at Megan's feet. And I think that's really cute because it looks like her pet bunny, and it's just really cute. And so now I want to decorate it. Since I put the bunny there, those yellow florals that I had fuzzy cut, they just didn't look right, but I needed some sort of floral. And so I was trying to use this big yellow floral piece, but it was a little too big, and there wasn't really a smaller piece that looked like that. There was one that was a clear sticker, but I didn't feel like fuzzy cutting it. And so I'm just like looking for like a replacement. And you saw that I pulled out like another yellow sticker that was also clear, and I'm just like, you know what? I didn't really like it. So I settled on a pink one from the 6x12 sheet. So it's a lot of pink on pink happening on this card. And I really wanted to add some yellow in, and you'll see that I struggle with maybe adding like a little accent yellow sticker from the sticker roll, because there's a bunch of like little tiny yellow stickers. Eventually, which you'll see, I guess, a little later on after I experiment with this yellow sticker here, I end up just putting one of the clear stickers in this like teal color, because that little wildflower seed card also has like a green. So I just kind of take out one of the Garden Party clear stickers in like that teal green and just kind of put it there just to have something accented there. And so that is that card. And now I am just moving my journal aside so that I can do my journaling. And so like I said, for the card, for like the library card, I usually just decorate it, and then I write out the title of the journal or the name of the journal, because I always name my journals. So this one's Summer Stories, so I just wrote out Summer Stories there, and then I just write the date in which I started documenting in this journal, which is usually the date that I do the introduction. And so I'm taking my Felicity Jane date stamp, and like I'm practicing so many times on this card, and I still get it messed up on the library card. And so I managed to get a perfect stamp on the white card, and so I just kind of fuzzy cutted that out, and I'm just going to cover up what I stamped on the library card with the clear stamp, because you know I suck at stamping. This is why I don't stamp directly onto things, because for some reason I don't freak out. I don't know what it is. I freak out, and yeah, but the good thing about paper is that it's so forgiving that you can just like cover it up. You know, you can paint over it. Like you can just do whatever with it. So covering it up with a piece that I stamped correctly on white card was just fine. And so now I'm working on the tag, and I initially was gonna have that flower card, like the wildflower seed card, kind of free floating, like another journaling spot, but I've decided to just glue it onto the tag and then use the little that little gold paper clip there as sort of like a decorative piece. And you see here that I'm pulling it apart because I made it a little too wide. It doesn't fit in the belly band. So I just kind of made it like a little decorative layered element there. And now I am going to do my journaling, but of course the perfectionist in me needs lines to write. I don't know about you, but I cannot write in a straight line. to save my life. Normally when I do a layout or something that doesn't have like a grid but like a plain white background, I always create lines. But I'm using my little emoji ruler here, but even though I'm creating all these lines, they're still coming out crooked. So my journaling is just gonna be crooked. Like, it's fine. I realized like the only line that I got straight was the one that I just erased. Everything else is like a little wonky, but at least my journaling is going to look okay. It's gonna look semi-straight with the lines. The lines make it look like it's straight, even though I know that the lines aren't straight, and so the journaling isn't going to be straight, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm embracing the imperfections with this page. I always tell people that I am a recovering perfectionist. It takes time. It takes time to accept the mistakes and that it's okay to make mistakes, because we as human beings are just not perfect and we will make mistakes. And especially in like journaling and like art journaling, especially for me, it's like I'm constantly like trying to make the perfect page, the perfect layout or whatever it is. And I know something's not going to be straight. Things are going to be a little wonky. I'm going to mess up on the stamping. Something's going to go wrong. Like mixed media is, something's going to go wrong, but I'm trying to embrace it. And I'm embracing my crooked lines here. And yeah, just doing my journaling. And so once I finish with the journaling, I just kind of put the card back together and stick it into the belly band. And yeah, that's pretty much this spread. I really hope you enjoyed this little journal with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!